Today's AI models can reason through complex logic in seconds, but they operate in a vacuum. By default, they have no native path to the platforms businesses actually run on, like Stripe, HubSpot, or Slack. To give an agent simple read access to a database, developers have to manually build the bridges. That means spending weeks writing, testing, and maintaining custom APIs that inevitably break the moment an endpoint updates. The Model Context Protocol, or MCP, exists to bypass that entire process. It provides a universal, standardized language that lets AI agents securely connect to external data sources the instant they spin up. The ceiling on autonomous AI has nothing to do with the intelligence of the models. The true bottleneck is simply the lack of standardized infrastructure to plug those models into the real world. Pulling read-only data is one thing, but the stakes jump considerably when you need an agent to actively manage live database infrastructure, like a production Supabase environment. By connecting the Vinkius Supabase MCP Server, you give the agent direct control over your backend. Instead of just generating SQL snippets in a chat window, the AI becomes a functional DevOps engineer that can execute structural changes on command. And Supabase is a single node in a much larger network. The Vinkius platform maintains over 2,600 ready-to-use MCP servers, allowing you to deploy highly specific capabilities without writing a single line of integration code. The developer's primary job is no longer writing manual connections. It is orchestrating capable agents and giving them the right tools to execute the work. The workflow is entirely conversational. A developer can open an IDE like Cursor or Claude and type out a plain English request to evaluate their database architecture. The agent instantly culls live production data, identifies which Supabase projects are currently active, and lists the specific global regions where those databases are hosted. Because it has write access, the agent can also execute logic based on that data. If it spots a sandbox environment that hasn't been touched in a month, you can tell it to pause the project to immediately cut down on compute costs. The Supabase MCP server equips the agent with 14 operations, giving comprehensive control over the backend lifecycle. It can spin up isolated development branches for preview environments or rewrite core Postgres configuration settings on the fly. Navigating through endless dashboard menus to check project status or inject secrets is incredibly inefficient. Context-aware conversation is simply the fastest way to operate cloud infrastructure. But granting a large language model the authority to alter live databases and manage production secrets creates an immediate security conflict. Left unchecked, an hallucinating model could accidentally wipe a user table or leak an API key. API credentials sit behind a physical barrier, never touching the model. Requests execute inside a V8 sandboxed isolate, which boots, processes, and is immediately destroyed. A data loss prevention layer scrubs PII from the response, while SSRF-protected egress physically blocks unauthorized network requests. And every single action the agent takes is logged on an ED 25519 signed audit chain, creating a permanent, immutable record for GDPR and compliance reviews. Scaling AI in an enterprise environment requires absolute verifiable security. You cannot achieve true agentic autonomy without a zero-trust architecture protecting the perimeter. Traditionally, setting up this level of secure tooling meant deploying custom Docker containers, managing network rules, and fighting CORS errors. Vinkius removes all of that by delivering fully managed, zero-infrastructure endpoints. You subscribe, grab a streamable SSE endpoint, and paste it into your environment. In less than 2 minutes, the tools are instantly available inside Claude, Cursor, Windsurf, or your own Python SDKs. The scope of this network is massive. An agent can operate Supabase while simultaneously querying Datadog logs, reading Notion databases, routing emails through Resend, and executing commands across thousands of other platforms. The speed of development is accelerating. A team's competitive advantage relies entirely on how fast they can arm their agents with governed, secure access to the tools they need to operate. Vinkius provides the specialized infrastructure layer required to make autonomous AI functional at an enterprise scale. You can go to Vinkius.com right now to deploy the Supabase MCP server and connect your agents in under 2 minutes. The models are smart enough to do the work. Stop forcing developers to build custom bridges. Plug your agents into the universal grid and let them execute.